Center joining us right now, coming off your very first game with the Seattle Seahawks. And Connor, this one was in front of fans at Lumen Field. How did it feel out there?
It was definitely special. I mean, I've played there multiple times, and being on the opposing side, you definitely feel what it means to come to Seattle and play. And so, just being able to see it as a home crowd and have them backing you, it's definitely a different experience.
They were kind of cooperative as far as keeping it quiet for you, and then on defense, how loud was it down there when those guys were on the field?
When they were on the field?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it definitely rocks. I mean, I've been in that situation. You can't hear the man next to you, so it's definitely an advantage, and it goes a long ways.
What was the offseason like for you? When did Seattle kind of come into the mix, and then what was it like for you just going out there, without really playing much and just getting thrown to the fire?
It was definitely towards the end of the offseason. And so it was developing probably a couple weeks before I even signed. And so it all definitely came quick. I was actually driving home yesterday, and I realized that it had been a month since I arrived and how much happened in a month. And, I'm just getting adjusted to the building, adjusted to the guys, finding my niche in the team and my place in the team. And, but definitely an amazing experience and first game under my belt, and just being able to know what to work on. It puts all out there. It's on a window now. It's transparent. So just being able to see what to work on and how to grow as a team together.
Connor, it's probably also about getting adjusted to playing again. Both of my co-hosts have been former players, and both have had to bounce back from injury. You obviously getting back out there, playing a full game, you have that under your belt. Was there a point in the game where you thought, like, okay, I feel pretty good? Like, how'd you bounce back after?
Yeah, it definitely took a series or two. I mean, it'd been a long time since I'd been out there. And I mean, definitely last year was a short season for me, so it was definitely a lot, but it came quickly. I mean, it's like riding a bike, so it's nice.
I bet.
Yeah.
Thanks for not looking over at me and going, you played in the NFL.
Hey, 10 years, Dave, 10 years.
Hey, tell us about the little meeting on the sidelines after, I think it was maybe in the first quarter, where Gino brought everybody together. And he looked very calm, and he just seems like such a great leader. Tell me what your impressions of him were.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I've seen him play around the league, but never been on his team.
Yeah.
And so definitely to have that experience, and I mean, it was clear. It was clear what was going on. And so for him to be able to come together and do what he did, I think just being able to realign the offense and realign all of us together on the same mission, same plan, and just kind of tighten it up, and definitely earned my respect as a leader from then on out,
I think a lot of people overblow halftime adjustments. There are things that you guys talk about, right? When you got into the locker room and you're talking to Grubb or your position coach, are you guys telling these guys, like, look, we can run on these guys, we can move these guys? Because clearly in the second half you came out and started to run the football a bit more, at least to start the series.
Yeah, and definitely our first game together, just learning where that lies and everything. But, I mean, at the end of the day, I think the biggest thing was our approach of, just being able to set the tone together, especially as an offensive line, being able to set the tone and dictate the game on our terms.
Kind of a silly question, but I was thinking of it as I was thinking of the three of you. It was my last question. I said, both my co-hosts played. You guys all played different positions. Connor, do you think, like, you have the attitude, the mindset of, like, I am an offensive lineman, or are you convinced that, like, no, I could be a defensive back? Like, do you have an attitude that would translate to playing another position in football? And I'm talking if you could change anything physically, like you could make yourself play that position, what would it have been?
Oh, I mean, that would have had to take place in high school. At this point,
yeah.
I'm down a long road that's turned into
well, it's too late now.
A deep O-line.
We're not making you wide receiver one now, Connor.
Yeah. I don't know. I was a tight end in high school, and I think that was I had a few offers as tight end, so that was probably my dream position. But it slowly started sucking me in closer and closer to the ball. So.
Did you play other sports when you were a young guy growing up, or did you know you were going to be a football player?
I played basketball and track, but I mean, growing up in DFW and in Texas, you kind of pushed one way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a huge deal down there, right?
Oh, Texas football? I'm from Cali, and I respect it. Football's different down in Texas. We always try to claim Cali and Florida, but we know, I mean, the culture of football is just great down there. So you probably went to college already played in front of 10,000 people.
Oh, yeah, you're playing D1 guys every week, and there's D1 guys all over your team, and you go to college. And I mean, I started as a freshman, and I always say, like, there was no drop off from DFW football to college football. Like, it was a smooth transition. That's how.
Wasn't like that in Reno, Nevada.
No, at Worcester High
200
School.
people at the game, maybe.
Does that mean you grew up watching the Cowboys?
Uncles did. I didn't grow
Okay.
up watching too much football.
You didn't. Wait, so you played football. Were you like a fan of some college teams? Did you just kind of play it because you loved it but not follow too many teams?
Played it because I loved it. I mean, I was a fan of Texas football, obviously,
Yeah,
but you know, travel my brother's college games and everything. You get to a point where you're kind of want your alone time, you know?
Yeah, you're done with sports at that point. All right, he is Seahawks center Connor Williams. Good luck in week 2. We're going to spend the rest of the day previewing it, but you are going to spend the rest of the day